So hello everybody, welcome back. I am doing the second video on the hospital thing because it got cut off in the last 2 minutes. I don't know why it didn't record them, and I was kind of like, okay. So anyway, I'm trying to remember what did I say in the last 2 minutes. Like I said, I don't do this by script, but anyway. I also tried to do a research on the YouTube channel as to other videos that might look like this one, and I found, a lot of info, but basically on people that are preparing to go to the hospital for giving birth and people that are preparing to go to a mental hospital and things like that. But not about what the hell do you take and what the hell do you do if you're having a hard time and then going to the hospital with a hard time, which is entirely different. Because obviously, a lot of things are going to be different. Uh, like I said, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nurse, and, no, I'm just doing this out of experience and out of information that I have from other people and stuff like that. And also because legal things are different in every country, you have to understand that. Because, for example, if you go and you are from the US and you go to a hospital in Indonesia or in any other country that maybe, Asian or stuff, or even hell, you go to a Latin country, you might find it very, very weird that if you have a car crash, and then, you are injured and you're supposed to have an x-ray done, it's kind of urgent, okay, because you were just involved in a car accident, right? Yeah, you're not getting anything done unless you're paying up front, and that's just the way it is. And then you're kind of like, but what the hell, I don't have money or whatever, and then you're like, yeah, sorry, whatever, and it's just kind of like that. Because each country will deal with the health problem in a different way, especially because health is a very, very big chunk of money that governments may or may not be losing because people do not pay. And, you might be billed later, but if you don't have money, you don't pay it. So who the hell pays that bill? And anyway, so topic for another day, that one, if I ever talk about it. But anyway, the point that I'm going to continue talking right now, it's about the fact that if you need to, prepare for a mental hospital thing or a situation that may be different, like you giving birth and stuff like that, you might want to consider all of these videos that are already done by somebody that is, in a position to help you out better. But if you are in a hard time, you have to remember the law in your country and the law in the international level. The law in the international level, you have the human rights things, and you have a lot of things that are supposed to help you out. Like they can't force you to take medicine or anything if you don't want to, unless they commit you into a mental hospital or something like that. They can't force, vaccines or anything just because you're entering a hospital and stuff, and that thing might be contaminated or something. So, and stuff like that. That is just legal, international convention things. And you need to understand your rights as a patient. You also need to you also need to learn about the limitations of the doctors, because if the doctors find themselves in a very hard time, meaning that there are no beds and they have to choose, what patient is going to get what treatment and whatever, or hell, is going to be a triage, and if it is at that level, even if you are in a place with that good time, you are still going to go through hell. Especially if you're a doctor. And so you need to understand what the doctors will be choosing from, because it is kind of like a different perspective and a legal perspective, and there might be nothing that you can do about it. So, having said all that, I want to remind you that down below is my email in case that you want to help me out by sending an Amazon gift card. So thank you very much. I really appreciate it. And now I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about this topic. I don't know if in the last 2 minutes I mentioned that you really, really need to have documentation proving that you are who you say you are, especially if you're dealing with people that do not want to see you, or people that just are mentally ill, or people that have like problems with memory and stuff, and they may not recognize you. And you might need legal papers, as in, I have the power of attorney to do this or to do that or to do this or to do that. So this is important. And in hard times, it's very, very, very important that you have a plan, as in what to do, if the person um, dies and stuff. What the hell are you going to do with the body? Because some people like being cremated, other people like being buried, and other people would like to have their body given to medicines, so that the medical students can learn about their body and stuff by analyzing them. Some people do that. So you need to talk to whoever you're with, and even yourself. You should probably make that decision and let everyone else that you know about this thing, because if you're going to a hospital and you're dealing with a hell of a lot of problems, and then on top of that, now you have to deal with what the hell do I do with the body and stuff like that, it's going to be even worse. So basically, if you go to a hospital, you need to be ready to deal with death. I'm sorry, it's just the way it is. Hell, every single day that you are alive, you need to learn how the hell to deal with death, because eventually you are going to be dead, and eventually everything that you leave behind will be harder for the people that you leave behind, if they don't know what the hell to do with you. And if there is a fight between, let's say that you have 5 kids, and one of them says, we're going to bury her or him or whatever, and then the other one says, no, we're going to cremate it, and then the other one says, oh no, I don't want to have to deal with the ashes and stuff, and it's a hell of a lot. So no, it's better to just have said, hey, I'm going to do this, I want this, I want my body to do this, and I want to have this, and I want to have this and that, and kind of like that. Also, like I said, if you're going to refuse treatment, you have to understand, that is your right and stuff like that. But like I said, you need to be able to understand your rights, and therefore you probably want to take a look at at a channel that talks about your medical rights and stuff like that, even before you go to the hospital, because having an overview of things might be able to help you out a lot. Now, like I said, in my country we have hospitals that are public and clinics that are private. In the clinics, if you go there and you don't have insurance and you don't have money, they might treat you very, very, like superficially, just to try to keep you alive, and they will bounce you back to whatever hospital or something you can take to get out of there, because you're not going to have surgery or anything in that kind of thing if you don't have money up front. And therefore, you really need papers that prove your insurance and stuff like that. And I have said it before, if you have insurance and the clinic that you're going to is not taking that particular insurance for whatever reason, then basically you will need to pay, and then you can file your claim with the insurance company that you have with, relationship with or whatever. So this is also going to be done a hell of a lot because of hyperinflation. Because you see, when the clinic, let's say that you are having, I don't know, a surgery for whatever reason, and the clinic is billing the insurance. The insurance will pay back that money within 90 days, sometimes 180 days. And if you're in hyperinflation and you're getting money 180 days later, it's like what the hell? I just performed as something, that it cost $10,000 and I am getting $5 for it, and it's like, yeah, no. So at that particular point, you, the patient, will have to deal with that, and then you can file the claiming, meaning that you will do all the paperwork, and you are the one who has to do everything with the insurance company, and then the insurance company is the one that is going to pay you back at you. So basically, you are spending $10,000 and you are getting 5,000 or 5 back because of the time difference and stuff like that. But a lot of clinics and a lot of hospitals will do that, because it's just that nobody wants to deal with bureaucracy anymore when you are dealing with a hell of a lot of problems with the supply chain for getting things for your place. And if you are going to a clinic, you might want to, if you're going to a hospital or a clinic, you might want to figure out where are the trash cans everywhere. And you might want to keep an open mind and, like a mental note of where are the exits, where are the trash cans and stuff like that. Because I saw a video of a mugging that happened in a clinic. Because, if you go to a clinic that is private, that means that you have money. And that means that a lot of people are going to be in the lobby hanging on there with cell phones and stuff because, it's a clinic and you need to talk to a lot of people. And how the hell do you do that? By cell phone. So if you had a gun and you wanted to, steal, 20 cell phones, all you have to do is go there, show your gun, and then in 10 seconds you get 20 cell phones, and then you run out, and that's it. So the people that were able to save their cell phones and their wallets and their stuff was because they actually, as soon as they realized that there was going to be a mugging, they ran back to the clinic. Instead of being in the lobby, they ran back towards the center or something, and they started putting all their things into the trash cans, because obviously somebody that is going to mug you is in a hurry and they're not going to start looking in the trash cans, okay? So that's what, a lot of people did. You might need to consider that. Like I said, in the other video, if you're going to rest and something, you might want to have a sleeping mask and earplugs and stuff. But if you're going to do that, you must understand that somebody has to mount watch and stuff like that, Things that you might also want to consider taking there is just a regular watch. Because if you do not want to flash your cell phone all around and you want to know what time is it, you can have your watch. But like I said, be very careful about who you have right next to you and who is near you, because the average, I think for beds for a room, depending if you're in a hospital or if you are in a clinic. If you're in a clinic, it might be 2 or 3, or it might be 1, depending upon how much money you're willing to pay. But if it is a hospital, it might be 6 beds per room. That means that the space is going to be very crowded and it's going to be very limited. So you might want to even turn on the radio and stuff, and your cell phone can have a radio. And if your cell phone has a radio, then you need to have the earplug thing so that you can make the antenna or something like that. I don't know. I mean, depends upon what you want. But the point is that if you want to have something else to do, you can take a small radio that works with batteries, or you can plug it in, or you can have both systems or whatever, so that you can try listening to the radio as well as, other things, because quite frankly, you hearing everybody else is screaming or everybody else fighting or whatever is not going to be very nice. You also might want to learn how the hell to lock doors and stuff like that, even if, right now I don't think there are a lot of doors that you can close or anything, but just you have to think that we live in a world that people are going crazier by the minute. And some people are getting better, but other people are just not moving on. And the people that are not moving on, they can act, they can act out of the anger or whatever the hell they're feeling. That means that they can, do stupid things, and like carrying guns inside hospitals and inside clinics. And when that happens, you might have a shootout. And there are not a lot of places or things that you can do if there is a shootout in a hospital or in a clinic. God forbid that happens, because so far I have seen only a couple of examples. One, it was in my country, and another one wasn't here. But still, it does happen, especially when people are angry and they want to blame the doctors. And so it's like a problem. That's why hospitals right now, they have security teams and a lot of other things, and it's like you don't know what the hell. Especially because sometimes you have to restrict patients from seeing other people because their immune system might be weaker or something, and you can't let them see other people, and then the other people might be thinking that they are dead, and you don't let them see them because they are dead, and then you ended up being in a fist fight with a lot of people because they are thinking that the doctors are hiding people, or the doctors are killing other people or whatever, and it's like you don't know what the hell. Because try to imagine, if you were to go to the hospital and try to find out what the hell is your mother, and you left her there, but now you can't get in there, and you can't see her, and you can't feed her, and you don't know what the hell, of course you're going to act out a lot. And if you have a gun, yeah, not a very good sight. So like I said, you have to be prepared to deal with people that are going to be in the edge a lot. And if people are in the edge, you need to learn how to calm down yourself and how to calm them easily. Now, you may also need to know how the hell to deal with panic attacks, and how the hell to deal with lack of oxygen in a place that doesn't have a lot of air, air circulation, because it has air, it's just not circulating. For that, you might be able to find, the share thing that I explained in the other video. Not the first video about this, but the other video that I did on the researching that I'm doing for dealing with panic attacks and stuff. So do your own research, but that one about the chair apparently is a good one for getting a hell of a lot of oxygen to your brain, and it's also a hell of a lot of help if you're having a panic attack and stuff. And if for whatever reason you need your patient to have oxygen into the brains and stuff, and you don't know what the hell, because there is no oxygen tank, or the oxygen tanks are limited or whatever, you might be able to help them with that thing, with the share method thing. But again, I'm not a doctor, so you have to figure out what the hell to do about these things. You also might need to take into consideration the fact that you might need sleeping pills. But again, because if you are too stressed out, you're not going to sleep at all. And you might need to take cards, and like I said, a lot of people are going to go crazy near you or whatever. So you might need to go 2 or 3 people to watch one person, and it's kind of like, okay. So also, like I said, when you go to the hospital, you need to take your own food, your own toilet paper, supplies for the toilet, stuff like that. I already mentioned all of this. But the most important part is, like I said, something to keep your mind calm, because you need to keep cool, collected, and calmed, which is very easy to say, but it takes a hell of a lot of internal work to do it, especially when you are dealing with someone that you care about being there. Or hell, for all I know, you might be the one that is there, and hell. On top of dealing with a lot of pain, you will be dealing with all of these things. So, it's very important. And like I said, I also said that you needed a magnifying glass to read all the papers for the admission forms and stuff like that. Even in Japan, if you go to a hospital or something, they will have the clipboard with the papers, and then that thing will have a magnifying glass so that you can read everything and can clearly say whatever, And this is important because not everybody will have their glasses. So No, if you need reading glasses, then you need to bring them. But a lot of people will forget, and if your reading glasses get dirty or they break, you need something to repair them with, and that is where your magnifying glass might be able to work. Now, also, like I said, you are going to be dealing with a lot of stress, and so you might need immune system boosting things. So multivitamins, Red Bull, whatever the hell it works for you, and as long as you're not the patient, because if you are the patient, you have to ask their doctor, obviously, hey, can I give her this or that or this, or whatever, That's why a lot of people will bring a lot of thermos with, oh hell, a hell of a lot of coffee. And that's why people in the hospital, some people will make a living selling coffee in the hospitals. And because come on, if you're there for 3 days, your thermos might last you one day, but then the second day, yeah, that coffee is going to go like, what the hell. And like I said, you might need a lot of taxi phone numbers if you need to leave and all of a sudden you don't have a car, or your ride is not anywhere to be found, or you were able to get there but you have no idea how the hell to get out. So you need a lot of phone numbers, and I do mean a hell of a lot of phone numbers, because try to imagine, if there is no transportation, taxis are going to be like the choice for almost everyone. That means that they're going to be all the time busy or unavailable or whatever, or they're going to be too expensive or whatever. So you might need to negotiate the fare and stuff like that. So, like I said, a hell of a lot of cash and a hell of a lot of phone numbers for taxis that are in the area and they are available. And also, you might need to tell a lot of friends that you are there, because they might miss you, at work or whatever. So you might need that. And also, if you start all of the suddenly craving for sugar and stuff like that, then you are definitely low on potassium and magnesium. So you might need to take something for hydration that has those things, like a Gatorade or something like that. I don't know. I'm not recommending that brand, and I'm not telling you exactly what to do. But I'm telling you that if you have a craving of that, it may mean that you are low on minerals, not on energy, on minerals. So you need to talk to your doctor about it. Doctors are there, so you might tell them, hey, do you think I look a little bit dehydrated or whatever? Hell, for all I know, they might take, you might take the test about, you pushing your nail, and then you realizing how long it takes to go back and stuff. That might tell you a hell of a lot of your health and stuff like that. So they might tell you, hey, you're just dehydrated, go and drink this or drink that or whatever, because if you are overeating, that's not going to help you either. Because if you are overeating, that also means that you're going to go to the bathroom more frequently, and that also means that you're not going to sleep well. And quite frankly, if you are already going to go through hell, you need to try to stay awake, and you need to try to stay conscious as long as possible. And you can't do that if you are lacking energy and you're lacking control of your with your body. You need to go to the bathroom more frequently, and then you don't know what the hell, and then you don't know. And in fact, it was proven by statistics that 1 out of 10 times that you're even hungry, is just that your body is like, I'm thirsty, and your body doesn't know how the hell to tell you I'm thirsty. So hell no, you probably just need a hell of a lot of hydration, and you need to keep hydration in a very good level in a hospital, because quite frankly that is going to be a given. Because if you start eating sugar and overdoing it with the coffee, and you lack minerals, and you lack water in your body, and you're in a hospital, and these 4 things affects directly your immune system, along with a lot of stress, then what the hell do you think is going to happen? You are going to become the patient. You can't become the freaking patient, because you already have somebody there that you need to take care of. So no, try to get hydrated, and try to get, like I said, the hydration salts, the Gatorade, whatever the hell works for you. And always talk to your doctor about it. Ask your doctor, hey doctor, do you think this is good for me? Do you think it's better? I mean, I'm dealing with the stress. Do I take this? I'm taking this vitamin. Oh, for all I know, the doctor might tell you, hey, that vitamin works better if you mix it up with this, or better, whatever. Just you have a plenty of nurses and people that you can talk to in the hospital about how the hell to stay hydrated so that you don't get sick. So do that. And anyway, besides that, like I said, the ice chest and stuff like that, and there are other things that you might want to consider when going to the hospital. And it is the fact that maybe, just maybe, you don't have to be there the whole time. And if you don't have to be there the whole time, then you might need to make a very good friend with the nurse that is in charge of taking care of whoever you have there. Because let's say that, you are the only person that this person that is a patient has. Because, it's like, it's me and my husband, and that's it. We have no kids, we have no one. Yeah, but you need to work, and you can't be there for 4 days. If he's going to stay there for 4 days, who the hell? Or what the hell? So you might need to win over the nurses. And if you're going to do that, you might need, things for bribes and presents and stuff, so that if something happens, they will call you first, or they will take care of them, like give them the extra blanket and stuff. And remember, everything that the patient has on them, clothing and whatever, it must have names on the labels and stuff that says, this belongs to me, this belongs to that, this belongs to whoever, because you need to mark the clothing. Because if the patient needs to change clothing, clothing are going to be stolen. I'm sorry. It's just the way it is. I have seen it happen. Oh hell! Every time that we went to the clinic for my aunt, oh hell, her clothing was stolen, half of it, and then we saw her wearing things that were not hers. So no, hell no. Clothing, big issue. Mark all of it. And not only mark all of it, but if that person has problems, with sight, or even if it is dark, you might want to buy labels that are for blind people and stuff, and mark them with that label, so that when they grab them, they know, okay, this says that this pant is this color or whatever, so that they can try to be, like that. I don't know if you can personalize these things and say, this is my pant, my favorite pant, whatever, so that they can grab it, and then by touching it, they will be able to see, in the dark, and get dressed in the dark and stuff like that. Because this is important, especially, if you have a hell of a lot of clothing that, is just in one big pile. And, with light being very limited, oh hell, you probably need that. And, like I said, clothing is going to be a very big deal. And you might need, you might need to limit the amount of things that you can take to places. So, for example, if you're going to a mental hospital, they might limit you the amount of perfume that you're wearing. They might limit you to wear nothing that has strings on it. They might limit you to, I don't know, whatever it is that particular facility, has as a policy. And so you might want to check the web page for that particular hospital or that particular place if they have certain rules. Like even visiting hours might be limited. So that's why, you might want to have, the nurse telling you, hey, you can stay 10 minutes more or something or whatever. So you might need to win over the nurses, and you might need to take that into your consideration. And, I'm doing another series as in how to be a good patient, because quite frankly, if you don't provide all the information that the doctors need to try to help you, they are human. And they are going to make mistakes, and they are not going to ask absolutely everything for you. So, you might need to take this into consideration as well, And by the way, you may also want to ask in the hospital if you can bring a pet. Because some hospitals will allow you to bring a pet, and that pet, if you need to, that person, if you need your patient to be, with somebody that they care about, or somebody that, it's like, okay, my dad is here and he loves his dog, so can I take his dog there so that the dog, might be, by his side next to the bed, with the bells and everything secured. And if that is the case, if you can take the pet, then what the hell do you bring for the pet? Do you bring the food? Do you bring this? Do you bring that? Do you bring cleaning supplies? Do you bring this? Do you bring that? It also may act as a deterrent if somebody is trying to get close to that person to try to steal anything from them. So I don't know. I mean, depends upon, like I said, your situation. It depends upon, a hell of a lot of things. So I know some hospitals will not allow animals, but others will. Especially, if you're blind and stuff like that, they might be able to help you out with that. That's why, you need to know. And you may also need a cane for walking. And if that is the case, you might want to choose the cane that is appropriate for you, because there are two types of canes: the ones that are normal and the ones that are for deaf people, meaning people that can't hear you and they can't see you either. And oh crap, they already have a very, 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 oh crap, those people are, they can't freaking leave hell. So no, you gotta help them out, and you gotta understand which is the difference between those two canes, and you gotta try to figure out, because people that are sick, people that have a body, meaning everyone, they also need to go to the hospital, and they are, like I said, they are already living in hell. They can't say anything and they can't see anything, and they're in the hospital, for God's sake. So so you gotta figure out what cane do you want, what there's the difference between the canes, and understand that if you are going to use one for your patient and stuff, how to use it properly and stuff like that, because it's not easy to get used to the idea of the canes and stuff. So you might need that. And finally, I just hope that everything works out for you. And if this information is helpful, I might do a third one, but it's just that so far I think I have covered a lot. I do not know if I'm missing something. If I'm missing something that might be particular for you, like I said, let's say that you are, you are having a baby. Oh hell, you have plenty of videos of the hospital, of hospital and things for, preparing for a baby thing. However, if you are in in my country, or in Africa, or in a place that, they don't have facilities to give birth and stuff like that, you might find yourself with a different list. But nevertheless, you might want to take a look at the videos that are specific for you, and you might want to take a look at the Patreon channel, or any other channel that you like that has to do with, doctors and stuff. Because, like I said, what you take for a hospital will depend upon how much preparation you have to get there, who are you going to be dealing with, who is the patient, and what the conditions are in that particular place. And that is why, I said that you need to know the nurses, and you need to have like a quick look in the website or something. Hell, for all I know, you can call the radio station and ask them, hey, have you ever been to this hospital lately? Are they, are they taking good care of people, whatever? So, ask people, because usually journalists that are local journalists and people from radio channels, they are very interested in this topic, because it's something that is universal. Means if you have a program that talks about, this particular hospital and what they have, what they don't have, and things like that, oh hell, that program is going to attract a lot of people. And so, if you ask them, hey, can you do this program? Can you ask me this? Can you answer that? This and this and that? They might be able to help you out. And I think that's it, I hope that this information was helpful. Thank you for watching.